Nico and I had the pleasure working together when she first came to TMAC a couple of years ago. And that's when our venture started with Valcorp Enterprises. So Valcorp Enterprises has been in business in the Halton City, Dallas area since 2015, and they serve the Department of Defense. They do work with Defense Logistics Agency, which is known the DLA, and they did a lot of work at their bases and construction work. But they realized shortly after they started that they had a lot of need for a machine shop to support their organization, and they decided to work into manufacturing so that their capabilities could improve and they could reduce their lead time to finish a lot of their jobs. And in addition to that, they also wanted to go out and support the warfighter in direct machine shop support to the DoD and DLA. So they first came to see us asking about some help with trying to get a quality management system in place, specifically AS 9100.
It was pretty interesting when I went there because I came from a big corporate, and when I actually looked at that facility I think there were a total of
3 people in the office.
5 to 9 people,
yeah.
And a machine shop that they were trying to get it running. And so this was pretty interesting for me to see 4 people or 5 people are actually taking over pretty big projects, serious projects. And they were trying to become manufacturers and grow.
What's hard with the smaller company is that the team putting in the implementation of the standard and getting everything in place is the same team that's got to, pick, pack, deliver, do everything and sell. So they were doing that with just the 3 people in management and about 4 people on their shop floor. And they were able to execute this in, like, say, 10 months. Yeah.
I don't think they didn't even have a quality manager. So they had to take over all the quality jobs, all the steps, all the preventive maintenance, everything that is applicable for a standard AS 9100 with the amount of the people that they had.
The team really took it upon themselves. That real positive team. I love Jason's attitude. He's a can-do guy, and hiring the right people to help him move forward.
Yeah, and the machine shop people, when in the very beginning, when I started working with them, they were all very dedicated as far as using the forms, following the process.
They had bought this facility and then taken over the older equipment in it. And then as they were working with us, bought new equipment, and in the first year and a half or so, they hired another 6 people. But yeah, I think they've done a great job. The certification that you get from an AS 9100 is a third-party certification of which TMAC's typically not a part of. That's really the third party comes in and audits the organization over several days, depending on the size of the organization, and then comes back to them with, how they did in conformance to the standard and whether they've got any issues. And they had 2 small nonconformances that they were that's all they had for their first time through. They did fantastic, and I think they were just overjoyed. And since they put their system in and got their certification, they have been able to. We've been out there again as they continue to grow, and they had their quality team with a couple other people from purchasing and the shop come and take an internal AS 9100 internal audit class from us that we did on site, and now they have their own internal audit team. Everything we have going into an organization, really, we need to leave there at the organization. So teaching them so that they can work the process themselves is really the biggest takeaway I get. That when they've totally embraced the processes, made them their own. We talk through stuff, they develop stuff, they demonstrate. They design and they demonstrate their quality system. Now it's even more developed since we left it because they continue to improve it. And that's the continual improvement part of having a quality system. You should continue to work on it and learn through everything you've got. And they're buying a facility across the street now, so they can actually do more. They can do the fabrication in one area, the machining in one area, and fabrication in another. And we, like I said, we've kept touch with them. They'll call us back for any quick question or do some ITAR training or anything like that.
I can say that every single step of that project really helped me to use that experience with other customers and knowing on how to help them. The first step is to make them to understand enough so they can find out what are the gaps going forward and make it better. Instead of just giving them some documents that they will just put aside and never use when we leave. So for us TMACers, what is really making me to think every time I'm working with a customer is that did they really understand and master it in a way that when we leave, they can own it and they can continue improving it. And I think that's the most important part of the job that we do, not just putting a system in place, is to make them to fully understand the system so they can improve it.